Good morning, students. You may have different kinds of superheroes like Superman, Batman, Thor, all together in the Avengers. But here I am going to tell you about one of the superheroes, Ulysses, in olden times. Ulysses, have you ever heard the name? Of course not. I'll tell you, Ulysses is the name of the person who is hero. He's a warrior and also king. First, this poem Ulysses is a dramatic monologue that contains 70 lines of blank words. See, blank words means not like a rhyming word. See, in each and every line, when it's closed, we used to have some rhyming words like a play way like this. But here it's a blank words telling us stories. No format, no poetic devices followed in blank words. That is why it's called blank words. So, who is Ulysses? Ulysses is a king of Ithaca. Ithaca is a place where in olden times, Ulysses gathers his men. His men means his followers, his soldiers. His men means a people, men from his place, Ithaca, gathers and to prepare for the journey. In back in those days, they have way only through the ship, some kind of the only way to transportation is on voyage only through the ocean. Okay, next so he gathered his men to prepare for a journey and told them that not to waste their time left on earth. So Ulysses has grown old, having experienced many adventures. So why he gathered his men to explore? Only to explore the world for unknown, into the unknown world at the Battle of Troy. Troy is a city in ancient Asia, ancient time there is in Asia. So Troy, there was a war that is called Trojan War. When he come back from a season, he used to say some lines. That is what we have it in Ulysses. So after returning to Ithaca, he decides to embark upon his next voyage. So his inquisitiveness is not get satisfied because just now they finished their Trojan War. They're coming back from Trojan War. Even though he just motivate, urge his men to go to another war, another voyage. So his inquisitive spirit is always looking forward to more and more of such adventure. So that is why I said he is a hero. Not only a hero, not a simple hero, he's a superhero. So how can a man be like this? So finally this poem is divided into three parts. First one is the thirst for adventure. Who had a thirst? King of Ithaca, Ulysses have a thirst for adventure, which does not allow Ulysses to remain his kingdom as a mere ruler. So that is why being a kingdom, just being a ruler, he don't like. He don't like to be a king. Next, Ulysses handing over the responsibility to his son Telemachus. So he had a son called Telemachus. He just hand over all the responsibility to his son with a total confidence that he had a lot of responsibility. He respect his son that he will do. Telemachus have a lot of potential to take over and rule his kingdom after Ulysses. Then, third, Ulysses' clarion call to his sailor, urging them to venture to unknown lands. See, this man, it's not satisfied to sit and remaining as a king. This is what the three part. So, first one is first the thirst for adventure. He want to go more and more research. Second one, to hand over the responsibility to his son. So third part is urging the people to reach, to explore the unknown lands. So this is what the just the gist of this poem Ulysses. So this poem is about a superhero called Ulysses. Ulysses, he was a king, okay, king of Ithaca. He just there are 70 lines. So I'll take you to the lines. It was stanza wise is given. So let me read the first stanza. It little profits that an idle king. Look at the line properly. It little profit that an idle king. Idle means lazy. Simply sit like this. by the still hearth. Here, still means like a stable, like a still among these barren crags. Barren means empty. Crag means rugged rock. It's among these barren crag. Barren crag means I'm not explaining. I'm just explaining the words. Barren crag means it's his land. He's ruling the king. He's ruling the place of Ithaca. So he, because of the city, he says a barren crag, matched with an aged wife. Matched with an aged wife means being a king along with his wife. His wife is aged, old. Okay. I met and doll, unequal laws. I met means he makes. He makes and doll means doing. Unequal laws. Unequal laws mean the laws which is not useful to the people. Unequal laws unto a savage race. Savage means brutal. So finally, that hoard and sleep. Hoard means a store of money. That hoard and sleep and feed and no, not me. So let me tell you, it little profits that an idle king by the still hearth among these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I met and doll, unequal laws unto savage race, that hoard and sleep and feed and no, not me. Let me explain these lines detailedly. So he expresses frustration that how dull and pointless his life now seems as king of Ithaca. So it little profits that an idle king, being a king, a very lazy king, he thought that it was a pointless. It gives little profits by this still heart. By this still heart means a heart. His thought is very stable, very constant. He cannot make move among these barren crags. See, he is a man who want to explore the world, explore the unknown land. How can he seems as a king? How can he remain as a king and doing partnership with his living along with his aged wife? And not only that, as a king, he makes unequal laws unto a savage race. Brutal laws he makes for why he is making the rules for the people, but the people don't know who is the king, how the real Ulysses look like. So here, king of Ithaca at home on the rocky island of Ithaca. He says, see here, barren crag means it was a rocky island. His wife is old here, matched with an aged wife. His wife is old and he must spend his time enforcing imperfect laws. That is why he says unequal laws, imperfect laws, as he attempts to govern the people. He considers stupid and uncivilized. In Ulysses' eyes, all his people do is try to store up wealth. According to the Ulysses' eyes, all his people do is try to store up the wealth, sleep and eat. But they have no idea of who is Ulysses really is and what his life has been like. So this is first 5 lines says that remaining being as a king, it's getting bored by this without any move, without any emotion in his heart. He used to describe his beautiful place Ithaca as a barren crags, as a empty rugged rock. He don't like to live as a husband, as a husband along with his wife. And also he met and dole. He makes and dole means doing some kind of imperfect laws to the people, but that people really don't know how the Ulysses look like. That is what here. Next, I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly. I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone on shore, and when through scudding drift the rainy heights the rainy hydras vexed the dim sea. Such a beautiful line. Let me explain. I cannot rest from travel. So, here he says, Ulysses still earns to travel the world like he used to do. As long as he is alive, he doesn't wants to stop doing the things that in his eyes make life worth living. I cannot rest from travel. So this means the man is allowed traveling. I will next phrase. Look at the next phrase. I will drink life to the lees. See, lees means the last drop of the wine bottle. Some people who loves to drink wine, they used to get last. See, we used to do coffee, tea, any or like bonvita like this. We used to drink bottoms of last drop. We used to have it, so that here this is an old phrase, to live the life fullest, each and every minute of life we want to live, that is here. I will drink life to the least. It means the modern phrase of this substitution is live the life the fullest, that is drink life to the least. All time I have enjoyed, I means here Ulysses enjoyed a lot and also suffered a lot greatly. Great means is a number, lot of time, both with those. So he enjoyed greatly, he suffered greatly with those people, the loved one. So the loved means the great friends, families, and all alone, he alone himself, he enjoyed a lot, suffered a lot on the shore. On the shore means when he on the travel on the seashore, and when through scudding drift. What does through scudding drift means? Moving slowly, the rainy Hades. What is a rainy Hades? See here, Hades means is a very old ancient story. I'll tell you. There are 7 daughters along with one brother. Sorry, 7 daughters with one son. Actually, the son was died. So the sisters, the sisters in the star life. Actually, it is not a 7 daughters, it's a 5 daughters and one brother. After their brother's death, his brother name is Hayas, the weeping sister, the other sisters were transformed into a cluster of stars. So we used to, whenever we people died in the land, they used to go, they changed, their soul changed into the star, the old, very old story we used to listen. So here one brother died, and other sisters transformed into a star, that was they shed their tears. That is what is associated with rain here. So why he says that, even when he enjoyed and along with his friends on the shore, but not only that, here it means in the dim sea. Vexed means upset. He upset it, he upset along with his tears when he had a tough time the traveling on the seashore. That is hiders, both the rain and the stars appear in the same place, that is called hiders appears, vexed, upset in the dim sea. So here I am become a name. I am become name means he got is the fullest and reputation for always roaming with a hungry heart. What is a hungry heart? Never satisfied being a king. So he always roaming with a hungry heart to travel along so much. So what he have learned after traveling a lot of people and lot of places, much I have seen and known. So a lot of the things he had seen and he had known. First, cities of men and the manners. Cities of men means different kind of people and their culture. That is manners. Climate. We have a lot of seasoning, for seasoning and different climates in different states, countries, so that he had also experienced the climates. Council means ruling people, the government, myself not least. what is a myself not list. He knows very about himself, he know less, but honored of them all, he respected all, and drank delight of battle with my peers. Even though he know about them all, he just want to appreciate and have a lot of, he takes pleasure of battle with the peers. Peers means his men, his soldiers, so this is the stanza says, let me explain again. So he found joy that he climbs in every moment he spent traveling, even at the times when he was suffering. He found joy, happiness, pleasure both when he was with his faithful crew members and when he was by himself, being alone. I said in the alone, both when he was on the land, when he was on the sailing sea. See, it is there in the line, on the shore. So shore means seashore, and vexed in the dim sea. You can see in the third line, third stanza and third line, both on the land and this sea. You can faces a different. Sailing sea on the through rainstorm, but he has become famous throughout the world, has, and he said that I became a king, I became what kind of this, I became a name. So he has become famous throughout the world as an explorer who was continually, traveling and earning to know more. So this is what much I have seen and known. So what he is known, Ulysses reflect that he has seen and learned a great deal about all the places where people live, about their lifestyles, culture, and way of governing themselves. Everywhere he went, he was shown honor and respect because he got a name that he is the he is the man of hungry heart. He became a famous. He became a name. So wherever he goes, he just got the great respect. Okay, next, Ulysses also found joy fighting alongside his fellow soldiers. So here, and drank delight, drank means take. He drank take pleasure, delight means pleasure of battle with peers. Peers means who is the fellow soldiers. This is what. Next, not only that, look at the next stanza. For on the ringing plains of windy Troy. What is the Troy? Is an ancient city in Asia. So, the Troy. After they are returning on their voyage after invaded the place Troy. I am a part of all that I have met. Yet all experience is an arch where through glimpse that untraveled world whose margin fades. Here, what is a ringing? It's a sound. Plain means it's a field, it's a land. Windy means blows. So, look at this line. Such a beautiful line that everywhere he went, as he was getting respected, but men he honored and respected, where he fought in battles far from home in Trojan War. Ulysses feels that each person and place he has encountered has been changed by the encounterer. He has himself. So that is why, far from the ringing plains of windy Troy. So they came back from after the winning of Trojan War. I am a part of all that I have met. So he is also one of the men who is invade the land and got the successes. Yet all experience is an arch. So he always believes that it is an arch. What is arch? It's a curve. So curve means it was open in one area, and that means half of the place is covered, half of the place is open. So just so his experience is covered only half of his life. So he has to enclose the another half. So it all experience is an arch where through glimpse means a flash of light, glimpse that untraveled world whose margin fades. So there are yet to another opposite side of curve is there. So I have to finish those. If it is artsy, just to take one circle. A first curve is a one curve, opposite is another curve. So he said that through my experience, I finished only this bottom curve. I have to head along, I have to move along the another opposite curve. Then only my life it will my life will be completed. He says like that. Next, I'll tell you. So next, forever and forever when I move, How dull it is to pass, to make an end, to rest unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe where life piled on life. This is another great example that being idle king, how he feels. So but all these experience have not forever and forever, but all this experience have not satisfied his desire for travel. Rather, each encounter whenever he faced has only whetted his appetite to see more world. No matter how much the world he sees, there is always still more to see. That is was more and more forever. When I move, how it is dull, look at the lines. There is always still more to see, and these unseen regions that he always tried to pursue here. So, Ulysses claims that it is boring and unsatisfying to stay in one place and stop doing the activities that define your life, comparing himself. So, here, how dull it is to pass. Pass means stop. um, pass means being a king in Ithaca. It is a pass. It is where he stay and doing is all his unnecessary work. It gives us dull to make an end. So what he does. So next, comparing himself as a sword. So what is the value of sword? We have to use it in the battle according to his knowledge, according to his experience. We have to use it in the battlefield, in the war, so that it gives name, so that it shines. Otherwise, without using a sword, what is the use of it? Okay, so that he compared himself sword that has been allowed to rust uselessly away rather than being used gloriously in the battle. So he himself compared as a sword. The value of sword is must use it in the glorious battles, not being a rust to get the dust uselessly stay away in that house. So merely being alive, as though the breathe were life piled. See, merely simply being alive doesn't mean that you are truly living. See, breathe where life, as though to breathe where life. Simply, see, we can't say that I'm living my life is fullest. We can't say that. We are simply living is, it doesn't mean that you're truly living. So Ulysses feels that multiple lifetimes would still have been little time to do all his wishes. See here, life piled on life. What is a piled? Piled means is together. So life gathers a lot more interesting factors and lot of matters wish to so that, and he is almost at the end of the one lifetime he has. We have only one lifetime, but lot of experience you have to gain. This is the he is the correct man, he is the perfect man to live. He drank life to the least. He lives his life the fullest. Each and every minute he wants to live. So here the 24th line is completed. Next we are moving to 7th stanza. What it says, we continue this with the next link.